New this week from DC Comics, The Penguin, number 7, written by Tom King, art by Steven Subik. Let me just start this review with a thought experiment. Close your eyes and name me 3 Batman villains. Who were they? Was the Penguin a part of that list just because you clicked on a video about the Penguin? Or was he still not even on that list? Why is the Penguin not as memorable as some of the other Batman rogues? Sure, he has an iconic look that makes him a background character for artists in a lot of Justice League comics. Artists need a recognizable face to let the readers know that they're in Gotham. Like in that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman animated movie, which was awesome, by the way. But he's been represented in live action multiple times now, when some of Batman's most dangerous villains haven't been chosen for adaptation yet. I would hazard a guess that you feel like the Penguin lacks a certain specificity. Perhaps you're asking the question, what does the Penguin do? This is precisely the predominant question behind Tom King's already masterful deep dive into the character. Through a series of complex, seemingly disjointed narratives spanning across decades, characters both new and old, King weaves the tapestry behind the man we know as the Penguin. The series starts with the Penguin already fallen from grace, kicked out of Gotham entirely, content, even grateful to live a normal life. But forces conspire to bring the Penguin back into the game, as he orchestrates a takeover of Gotham from the ground up. It has become a singular treat, never knowing exactly what you're going to get when you open one of these. The series thus far has given us insight into the Penguin's manipulative tactics, his complicated past relationships, and the sheer power and authority he exudes. Let's dive into issue number 7 now with some spoilers. Issue number 6 was our first sudden, bold flashback into the Penguin's origin, a story that is intimately tied to the origins of the Batman. It's a connection that's only ever been speculated at before, but King has now made entirely definitive. Batman created the Penguin. In issue number 6, we see Oswald Cobblepot, who is a lowly bartender at Carmine Falcone's lounge where he is belittled and abused for his appearance. Oswald strikes a deal with the Batman, giving him information on criminal activity as a form of revenge. After all, who would suspect this sad little bartender? This continues for months until Oswald makes a desperate plea to the Batman for something in return for his candor. He doesn't want to end up on the streets with his poor, senile mother, or worse, killed. So in exchange for giving up Falcone himself, the Batman buys Oswald the lounge, installing him as both owner and informant. To celebrate, Oswald, throws his own mother off the rooftop because he was only using her as a tool for sympathy for the Batman to trust him. Issue number 7 sees this pattern of deception continue for the Batman and the Penguin's relationship, as Oswald is able to frame a rival criminal organization for the murder of one of his men at the lounge, by cleaning the handle of the knife with a handkerchief belonging to Martha Wayne that Bruce sold at auction to the head of that rival family. That is such an advanced, twisted mind game. Like, Penguin knows that only Batman is going to be able to find the evidence on that murder weapon, and only Batman is going to know who owns that specific handkerchief. Oswald vents his paranoia to the Batman in the wake of the murder, that the only way for his peers and the public not to suspect him as an informant is to become one of Batman's stylized, insane villains who classically don't often go to prison. This is such a groundbreaking, eye-opening inclusion for the character of the Penguin that I'm surprised we've never gotten it before. It just makes so much sense, and it makes me respect and fear the Penguin that much more. And at the end of this issue, we get another jaw-dropping development. Stop, please, I can't take anymore, you've done enough! In which the Penguin finally gets a return on his investment in the Help, a ruthless assassin who rivals any fighter in DC Comics. He's been such a badass, interesting addition to Batman lore. If you want more of an introduction to the character, then I suggest reading Tom King's prequel Batman comic, Batman Killing Time. Anyway, after a globe-spanning mission, the Help finally delivers Oswald what he asked for: the name of the person who bought the lounge on Oswald's behalf, who will be the secret identity of Batman, Bruce Wayne. I absolutely love this descent into the secret history of the origins of the Penguin, and the art just makes it even more memorable. With ghoulish, nightmarish figures under harsh lighting from Steven Subik, it's disturbingly vaudevillian in its grotesque depiction of the Penguin, but also delightfully retro-comic, like a blend of Darwyn Cooke and Greg Capullo, if that means anything to you. Cannot wait for the next issue of this series. It's just built in momentum and intrigue. It's as comprehensive as it is profound. If you're a fan of Batman comics, then this is a must-read in order to get a better appreciation for one of the property's most iconic villains. Remember to support your local comic book store and grab The Penguin number 7 in stores now. I think it goes without saying, but very Tim Burton. This is one of the funniest Batman panels of all time. I love that he's just standing right there, fist cocked, ready to go. Look at him getting all dressed up. And like I said, nightmare-inducing art, but also masterful. Also, if you've never read a Tom King story before, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. There's a reason he's one of the most beloved comic book writers in the industry. His stories often read more like screenplays, very cinematic and character-driven, and certainly don't hold back on adult themes. What's another Batman villain that you would love to see a deep dive into? And what do we think about the idea of Batman rogues knowing that Bruce Wayne is Batman? Do we like that? Do we hate it? Does it work? Does it matter?